Good morning, everybody. I've got a bit of a chesty coffee, something going on with me at the moment, so hence the later video. But the good thing about something like that is that I had the ability to stay up all night because I couldn't get any sleep because I was in so much discomfort. So I was looking at all the charts, and I couldn't believe my eyes when I was looking at the S&P futures market rallying like a mofo. It's actually gone all the way back up to the areas lost, just above 5,000 basically, which is unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable. A lot of this is to do with that Nvidia scenario, but overall, I mean that's a powerful move and a move that can't be ignored. Now I imagine that a lot of people are thinking of fading that move. I look at this now as potential bear trap, really. But I mean, when it comes to the short term timeframes, yeah, bear trap. But when we're looking at the higher term timeframes, it's just a continuation of a trend. But then when you look at the even higher timeframes than that, and I mean like a weekly, for instance, what we're looking at is still massive bearish divergence on a peaked money flow index, which means the consolidation is still coming. But until then, people are getting wrecked. Shorts are getting wrecked. Now, I wouldn't consider shorting what could be potentially a top. That's kind of madness. I would short a breakdown if shorting at all. I'm not a big fan of shorts or derivatives to that extent at all, really. If you're going to take part in some kind of trend, you have to. If you're going to take part in some kind of futures market, you're going to need to establish a trend. Everyone always wants the hopium trade, which is I bought the bottom with 100x, I shorted the top at 1,000,000,000x. But actually, we do have warning signs that this is ready to come down. Same thing with Bitcoin, but until it does, it's going to keep going. And until it does, we can enjoy the crypto scenario because Bitcoin effectively sideways to the max. Sideways with a bit of a coiling move brewing, I would say, here on the 4 hourly. The thing is, I'm not going to talk about Bitcoin today because, I mean, Bitcoin, so long as it's holding these areas, so at the moment we're still pushing that major resistance, which is 51,800. That's basically where Bitcoin has been. Bitcoin, stablecoin really, for almost a couple of weeks. So long as we're holding 50,600, where we did come down and retest it again the other day, then that's okay. And if it starts coming down again, it's still actually okay. And I would well, it's not for me to say what you should do, but what I plan to do is still to continue to buy the altcoin dips and sell the altcoin rips. So we're talking about altcoins. Let's have a look at Ethereum. There's a different story altogether on the 4 hourly here. Slow and steady, move back up. We've not quite made a new local high, but we look like we want to. And if we take this to a daily, we can see that it is definitely very constructive, but it's also it's also bouncing on the 7 simple moving average, which is usually the last stage of any kind of bounce. So Ethereum holding higher levels is good for altcoins. But it is also saying I don't know how much longer I can take it because this is bullish, but I think that it's going to reach a peak. And my best guess on the next major peak, other than the 3,000, which is where we are right now, is around 3,400, which is roughly around here, which gives us another $400 move, which again is not bad at all. It's actually quite good. It's a 12% move, give or take. And that looks good. And look, the weekly is different to that of Bitcoin on the money flow index. High, 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 and this is our first lower high that's being generated. So it is similar to Bitcoin's, but it wasn't at any point overheated. It wasn't peaky. It wasn't. Well, I hate the term overbought, but it wasn't really overbought. But we still are having the warning signs. The RSI is absolutely in no way doing bearish divergence. It's actually broken through that. So are we going to get altcoin continuation? My best guess is that we are, and I've put some money into a few coins. I made my. I suppose this is why you need to join the Telegram, really, or even a Patreon, but the Telegram as well, because I make these videos once a day, most of the time. It's very rare that I skip a day. And there's only so much you can say in the morning that's going to take you through another 24 hours worth of trading. I try and do it, but things change. The one thing you always got to recognise is that I'm from the UK. It's 9:30 in the morning here in the UK. When the American trading market's open, so US stock market is for us most of the time anyway, because obviously the daylight savings and stuff, it opens at 2:30 in the afternoon. That's when a whole different scenario can unfold, and so these videos that I make are relevant until then, and then all kinds of stuff could happen. I try to factor in what will happen by, I suppose, thinking about the S&P futures market, which is, again, at the moment is up. You can see the discrepancy so far. We're up, we're 5,037, and SPX is 4,981. So the US stock market currently is poised to open up with a gap and pop up, and that should, provided that we stay this way in the US 500 futures market, and that should cause an extra pump across the board for everybody, because that's where the big money starts to roll in again. So what I'm saying is, join the Telegram. Basically, it's a long way of saying join the Telegram, because last night I was looking at that bounce on the S&P 500 futures, the pre-market or the post-market, and I was like, well, I mean, judging by this chart, it looks like tomorrow is going to be party time. Party time for altcoins. I wake up in the morning and it kind of is party time. Not for everybody, obviously, but for a lot of things it is party time. And so we're assuming we're going to continue with that party. Now, the two coins that I'll show you, which again aren't incredible, but they are brewing. And this is something that happens not just on the Patreon, but it happens in everybody's heads. Everybody wants to step into a time machine and catch the pump that's already pumped, and then effectively might even FOMO as a result of that. That's not what anyone should ever do. If you actually want to make money, you got to buy before a pump. That's what you should do. And there's two coins. Obviously, I made a whole video on XRP yesterday, and XRP is still looking quite good for that pump. There's really nothing more to say about it, but I will run through it at the end of this video. But you won't catch me doing this much. But Shib, that's right, a meme coin. Can't believe what I'm talking about here, but I am actually going to do it. Not just a meme coin that trades for significant volume. So it suits me in a way because, not to sound like a douchebag, but I do trade with significant volume, so I need that liquidity. And so I've been looking at this one, I'm thinking, right, what's possible? It's a very similar setup to XRP, as is many altcoins on the 4-hourly. Golden cross, retest, big dip down, and still held on and floated above the 200 simple moving average, and now it's pushing that Bollinger Band. So what we're seeing is a consolidation after the first move, the golden cross. You move back into it to see if it's worth it. We lost it, we've reclaimed it overnight, and now we're pushing the last level of resistance, which is, what do we even call that? I suppose you can't even call them cents, we call them points. 967 points. That's where we're looking to break from. A break from there it starts to ramp up, really. First area to reclaim is all the way back up here, because again the daily is sweet. The daily is very sweet. Golden cross, retest, up. Like loads of altcoins look like this. So I've been trying to hit home. Altcoins do look good, but you've got to trade them appropriately by zooming out and thinking about the nature of the overall market, S&P, and all that lot, which is what we've done. That's why I said it's party time today, probably party time today. So if we do get this move from here, I would expect to move all the way up to 1,100 points, which means that would be a move of 14. Obviously, the peak up there would be a 20. And at that stage, we would most likely be looking to generate a pump signal on the Ichimoku cloud, which we don't have yet. Take it to a weekly, what do we have? Well, similar to XRP, really. We're holding significant areas on a chart for a long-term position, which is the 20 moving average, 20 weekly. Bang, bang, up, bang, 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 up. And look, as far as moving averages are concerned, which you know is my bread and butter, we're above all of them in an uptrend, so with lower highs, higher lows, sorry, and we will be looking to create higher highs given what we're looking at here. So the first higher high we've already established here. It's basically a double top sort of area, but the next one is kind of over here really, and we're talking that, and then we'll be talking this, which would be the major one. Now these are moving average rejections, or this one is particularly, but if you extend that, you've also got this major dip that was bought over here. So that gives us a relatively sweet target now on Shib that could quite easily be achieved, I would say. And I wouldn't expect anyone to hold out for these levels, but that would be a 76-77% move based on what we see on the weekly here. Recognize what I'm talking about, guys. It's a weekly. Don't expect this to play out by the end of the day. MACD is above the 0 point, never crossed negative and remained above the 0 point. Looks like we are trying to start diverging again, which means that bullish momentum should start to kick in. And so these are your three targets, 1, 2, and 3. Anything above that is definitely hopium, but it might exist. It could be there. It could be a real thing. But a 70 to 80% move based on what we're looking at here on the weekly is not an unreasonable call to make, really. And it's something that I'm willing to throw a little bit of this and a little bit of that into just to see if it works. And again, it's not because I love meme coins. You'll rarely ever catch me trading them. But in this sense, I think that this one suits because the setup is clear, the volume is large, which means I can slip it in and out the order books with a nice chunk of change and look to make some serious cash quite quickly spot trading. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not a big deal. There's many supports below us. You would really think about giving up the game when you close below 900 points on the weekly. So again, yeah, there is invalidations on this trade where you would think about cutting losses. But given Ethereum strength, given Bitcoin's relative stability at this level, and the S&P's rebound, I think that it's worthy of trying this one. And again, this is me. I'm not talking to you. I'm not one of those YouTubers that says, you gotta have this in your portfolio or you're dead, man. Oh my God, you don't know what you're doing if you don't own it. You only need to buy $1 million to be a millionaire. Can you see it's going to $1 million? No. I'm just telling you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. If you think that it's a good idea or if you disagree, let me know in the comments. That's all I'm really looking for. I'm not trying to influence you into making any kind of trade at all. But I like to tell everybody what it is that I do, because basically I wake up in the mornings like I am now, and I try and work out if I can make money today, or if I can't make money today, or if there's an opportunity that's presented itself, and I think that there is one here. Anyway, I'll leave with you there then. I suppose anyone who's got the patience to stick it out towards the end of this video, we'll just run through the very brief analysis of XRP, which is different to Shib on the higher term timeframes, but also very appealing. Golden Cross weekly, retest, boosh, retest, and boosh. And we were looking to break the 58 cents, which is the 20 weekly. Recognize that Shib has used that as support, whereas XRP is using it as resistance. So there's a way more of a chance that Shib is going to do a move based on what we see than there is of XRP. Unless, of course, XRP breaks above 58 cents. That's when we can start to get a little bit more excited about it. So the weekly for XRP, interesting stuff. Quite pleased with the way it looks, but it's a very different setup to Shib. It's actually a bit riskier, to be honest, surprisingly. If you can imagine what the reality of what I just said there. But I suppose they're both. This is crypto. It's all risky. But Shib looks like it wants to go at any moment, and we've got those targets ahead of us. Whereas XRP is fighting the good fight here. And again, similar on the 4 hourly though. Golden Cross retest. Lost the plot. Reclaimed it. used it as support. So, you know, when you lose a support like this and then you reclaim it quickly, it's actually pretty bullish, to be honest with you. And also, you know, if we're viewing this on simple moving averages, we're still above that golden cross on the simple moving averages. So we need a little bit more time, probably a couple of days, I would imagine, for this chart to start to pick up the pace on the 4 hourly, unless, of course, for whatever reason, we get above 58 cents today, and we don't really need to think about the momentum at that point, because we will have broken the major support. It's quite a long video, so let me know if you made it to the end. I completely understand if you didn't. And I'm going to go and have a lemsip now and a little lay down, and I'm going to hope that my trades fill. And again, these are big trades, these ones. You know, this isn't chicken change I'm doing. These are big trades, and it's not that I'm saying that Shib and XRP are the be-all and end-all. It's just that I like to trade things with very high volume so I can get in and out without influencing the way that the chart moves, given the size of the cash that I'm using to make those trades. Anyway, I'll leave with you there. Good luck with whatever it is that you're trading. There's a Patreon live stream tomorrow night, if you want to join that. And there's links in the description below for pretty much everything you could ever want. So take it easy. Have a nice day.